Hello, Gemini. Welcome. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot. We're just doing a weekly here, asking Spirit for 2 or 3 cards for Gemini to give some guidance for the week, some things to think about, some habits to reconsider. Just looking for any sort of guideposts for a Gemini for the week. This is a general reading. Won't be something that all of you can relate to. For those of you that don't find anything to resonate with here, maybe next week's message will be for you. For Sun, Moon, Rising, Gemini, got a couple cards here. We have one more card. Maybe one more card for Gemini. One more card for Gemini. You're still at the vacation house, so the lighting isn't really that great. It's a little bit later in the day now, and it's starting to shine super bright, so the colors aren't quite as washed out, but got some skylights overhead. I feel like I'm in a greenhouse. One more card for Gemini, Spirit, please. One more card for Gemini. Ooh, not all of them, but I guess that's 2. We'll take 2. Okay, so the first one that came out for you, Gemini, this week is the Hermit. I don't know, but maybe you had him last week. I don't know. And in this deck, the Linestrider Tarot, it's this bear. You can see he's got his star in his lantern wrapped around his neck. Skull. The Hermit energy, it's this kind of retreating. You're in contemplation, you're thinking about everything, kind of keeping to yourself, considering. Then we have the Queen of Cups coming in here. This is compassion, and in the book that comes with this set, this little fish in the dish here, the glass, is meant to be about creativity. You're holding your creative sense of self close. The cups about love, right? Relations, emotions. And with the Queen, there's this energy, this kind of this message of getting in touch with the deeper parts of yourself. Maybe the parts, the deeper emotional parts of your soul that you haven't really explored before. And maybe in your kind of retreat and your contemplation, Gemini, you are spending some time this week getting in touch with your deeper self. We have here the Page of Swords, tends to bring this inquisitive energy, can be messages from outside, but doesn't have to be. It could be sort of a message to yourself in this contemplation. You're getting in touch with these deeper parts of yourself, and maybe the messages that are coming through are from yourself to yourself, right? And it sounds a little esoteric, but I hope you understand what I mean. You're accessing deeper levels of your subconscious, maybe, than you've ever explored before, and in that the quiet stillness of contemplating and being alone and isolating yourself from others, it can be maddening, especially for a Gemini, to not have external input. But for you, what I sense here from Spirit is that you're getting lots of input this week. It's just coming from inside yourself. It's not coming from outside. And the last card, so it's kind of a quiet week for you, right? And maybe not in a physical sense, maybe you're out in your job, you're out in the world, you're doing things, but mentally, emotionally, you are hermiting, right? You're isolating yourself into this space where you can think and feel, right? And receive these messages from self about past hurts you haven't resolved, about activities and involvements that you really love and you haven't made any time for because you've been so busy achieving and taking in inputs from outside, inputs from external sources. The last card is the Ace of Cups, which can herald a new relationship. But I think in this case, really, what I'm hearing from Spirit is this is a new relationship with yourself, Gemini. And I know all of this gets a bit, airy-fairy or woo-woo, perhaps, for a Gemini mind with sharp analytics to embrace. But really, it's a very clear message for me from Spirit this week. In some aspect, if you aren't off in a cabin in the woods alone, in some aspect in your mind you are alone and contemplating, and you've shut off from external inputs to really consider your deeper emotions and hear yourself think and accept messages coming in, lots of input, lots of data inputs, but not from outside sources, from yourself, because you want this. For whatever reason, you want this relationship with yourself, this new relationship to yourself. I'd be really curious to explore that more, but this isn't the place for it, not this week. This is just a weekly general reading. I do hope to open the calendar for personal readings again later, maybe next month, sometime this fall. And if you're interested, you can send me an email. I'll put the email for the in the notes for the videos, so you can let me know if this resonates with you and you'd like to explore it further. I'm curious, but for today we'll leave it there, Gemini. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate your support here on YouTube and also on the Facebook page. It's great to see more people coming in and joining the tribe. The more likes we get, the more subscribers, the further these messages reach, and they can go out there into the world and hopefully reach the people they need to reach, because that's the whole goal. So thank you so much for your help with that. Thank you for tuning in today. If it resonated with you, if you feel so moved as to like, share, or subscribe, please do. Excuse me. And I wish you a great week. Blessings.